A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Wa fazli bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I am Mr. Owais Ali Ahmed. I am from Hyderabad, India. It was actually my ambition from birth, childhood, to visit Karbala and Najaf and Iraq ziyaratein. As I was born on 10th of Muharram, so it was my anxiety from my birthhood to visit these places, the holy shrines. It's actually a very different world for us. We are from India and the culture over there is very much different as I am seeing over here, but I am very much digested in it, and I would like to live my life, my entire life, if I get the opportunity over here. Particularly my wishes were to pray to Maulana Imam to forgive my sins what I have made in the past, and please forgive me if I do any more sins in the future. And secondly, my wish was for my family, first upon for my parents to bring into this world and thank them, and after that for my children and for my family, entire family. Pray for them, pray for their sins, for their forgiveness and all. The main difference is the holy shrines of our Imams, of our Al-Abbas, of our Panjatane Pak, and secondly, the culture over here is overwhelming. I have not believed that it would be a very much difference what we are living in the modern world and what I have seen over here. I am very much obliged to Almighty Allah that He have given me the opportunity to be over here. I am very thankful for Him. The main feeling that I got before just for the first and the glimpse that I saw, and I have went into the shrine for the first time, the first thing that came into my mind was I was into a very big paradise, that to the God have given actually in this world only. The Imams who have given the sacrifices for us, for the community, for Islam, a sector of people have understood it, but the other sector have to, maybe they will not understand till the end of this world. For me, they have given the whole world as a sacrifice with their lives. The small sacrifices which we can give to our family, to our community, and extended other communities also, other religion also, as a humanity, we are giving a big sacrifice, but very much less what we have got from our Imams as a very big sacrifice, definitely. In Karbala, I think if you visit Karbala and if you go back to your country, you will have in your mind that you have gained something which the other people in my community, in my country should get. That's why I have prayed for them also over here, that they should get the opportunity. If Almighty Allah thinks they should come over here, I will definitely pray for them. If all the people think the same, that the sacrifice that what our Imams have given us, if we give a little bit of it, minimum, maybe you can think around 0.5% also, it will be a big change in this world, for a new world which can be created as a paradise in the modern world. This world, I think this country this place and the holy places in Iraq and in Medina, the holy places over there also are the main paradises what I think we should live in, and the culture which what is there over here, we should adopt that culture and take back to our country and teach our children, our elders, our people, our community to digest in that culture. In that way, what I have seen over here, people are praying, people are doing their work also, worldly work also, everything is going on, but on the specific time what God have taught us, what God has told us to do, and our Imams have taught us that we should do on that specific time. I think that will make this world a very much better place to live. The main message which I got from my community elders is that the chosen people who have who are born in this community, in our community, who obeys and who are guided by the 5 Imams and 20 Imams, that are the safest people in this earth, on this earth, and they are going to be the beneficiaries on the day of the judgment.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My name is Sumanah. I work in the healthcare field. I have Pakistani origin and live in Sweden. I have been blessed. My father takes a group twice a year. So I have been, the intention has been there for a few years. But this time we got the blessings to come. And unfortunately, I did not get an opportunity to prepare as much as I would have wanted, but I did read up a bit, and I have a close friend who has been blessed to come here several times, so I did get quite a lot of advice from her. I did tell myself that I have certain things I want to change about myself, and I guess you say that every year, every new year, every year, but this time I said that if this trip is supposed to be worth something, if I want to come back with the receipt that my ziyarat inshallah has been accepted, I really have to change these habits. So that's one. And another thing is that I have started to reflect on what is really important in life. What are our priorities? Are they right, or are they wrong? Are they mixed up? So those are the kind of thoughts that have started to build up before the trip. Those who really understand Karbala, if you dig a bit deeper than the ceremonial aspects and the yearly thing that we all do, everybody goes to mosque, is that Karbala has a beautiful, beautiful message. And the beauty in it is that it is not dependent on time, it is timeless. And I think the second beauty is that every person can relate to it. Because Imam Hussein alayhi salam brought his whole family and other companions, so every relationship that we have is represented in Karbala. So on the Day of Judgment, we cannot say to Allah that we didn't have a role model or we didn't have anything in history that could guide us, because everything is represented in Karbala, from the newborn to the person who has lived a long life. And from that we have many lessons to learn. Oh, yes, I agree. The beauty that we generally think of in today's world, it is very short-lived, number one, and as they say, it is the beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So maybe for somebody who views materialism and the outer side of life important, that person might think of this as beauty. But for those who have passed that stage, will see the inner beauty, and hopefully those who visit Imam Hussein alayhi salam will have a change in themselves and become more beautiful, because the beauty comes from within. It is a blessing for a person if that person can, in a young age, get closer to Allah, and so that beautification will start regardless of whichever stage you are in life. I think in today's age there is a big need and a craving for spirituality because people are realizing that this materialism and this craving for perfectionism in other people's eyes, it doesn't give them that sincerity from within. So I think that is a way of explaining to a girl my age that no matter what you do to beautify yourself on the outer side, you will never get that peace of mind, because that is not your true self. The true self will come, that inner peace will come when you listen to your true self, and that is not to show more than what you're allowed, but to cover it. As I mentioned before, every relationship in a person's life is represented in Karbala. If you just quickly look what we hear in the majalises, we hear it every year, the way Imam Hussein alayhi salam interacted with his wives. We never hear that he told his children, or he encouraged them to go to the battlefield. We always hear that he encouraged them to go to their mothers, to their aunts, for permission, for farewell. So that is one example. And the second example is the way we are told that Bibi Zainab alayhi salam had this condition, you could say, at the time of her marriage, that I will marry you, her husband, but please let me visit my brother Imam Hussein alayhi salam. So it shows in different aspects how the husband is interacting with the wife, but also on the other side, the relationship we should keep with the extended family, etc., etc. Yes, definitely. Because if I was to tell somebody that Imam Hussein knew what was happening, he still went towards death, then the other person, the first, I guess, from within the instinct, the question would be, but if he did, why would he bring his family? Why would he bring the most important people around him? And that shows that for him, the message that he had to do was number one priority. For that, he was ready to sacrifice his family, and obviously he knew by sacrificing, they will be together in the hereafter. So that shows that the family has to be united when the goal is bigger than themselves, which it is in the case of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. There's plenty of time to do other visits, but please do take a moment and please come and visit this place, because the tranquility that you will get is you cannot compare with any other place in the world. It's my first visit, and hopefully the change that it will bring from within you will be long-lasting. It will be worth more than any other trip that you could ever do.
Bismillah, my name is Zeeshan Ladha. I work as a warehouse employee for a logistics company based in Sweden. I would say it was a bit of both. 1-2 months before the trip, we were planning to come, but we weren't sure with the whole financial situation. But alhamdulillah, it worked out, and we are here today. To be honest, actually, I was really tired when I had come from the trip. We reached here probably at 11 at night. We came from Kazmain. So I wouldn't say that it would be the typical emotions. However, I would like to say that when I did enter Imam Hussein's Zari, then I really got emotional. It actually happens. It comes and goes, and then afterwards you start to think that actually you've forgotten to say everything that you wanted to say. But the good thing is that because we're here for several days, you have the time to recuperate, from the lack of sleep, think about it, ponder what is really important to you, and then you can say it again. Well, I actually felt that I should give more importance to the spiritual side of our life. When we live in the West, we tend to focus a lot on the materialistic side of life. But you start to realize what should really be your priorities, because death is really only a blink away. It could happen even before I leave Karbala. I could die. Nobody knows. So you have to be well prepared for the hereafter. I would say in one way you get the strength to really focus a lot on the spiritual side of things. So for example, going for prayers, even when it's early in the morning, you just get this energy I had barely slept 2-3 hours after this long trip from Kazmain, and I managed to wake up early, feeling extremely tired, but still telling myself that I'm only here for the Imams, and I got the strength to actually go for the namaz. I would say in one way it's actually becoming more and more important, because this world is full of I would say desires, vicious, evil acts happen, temptations, and so it becomes more and more important as we're getting closer and closer to the Day of Judgment. When you look at what the universities have to offer, most of them that are in the Western countries, you will not see a lot of the spirituality, basically the real truth, the untouched truth. You won't see that much. Well, actually, I'll be very honest. It was actually my wife's initiative to come here. I was reluctant at first for several different reasons. I was scared of the security, for security reasons, Daesh, ISIS. In fact, one of the reasons I didn't bring my daughter here was because of the security reasons. But now that I've come here, I'm very grateful, and I do wish that my daughter also gets the opportunity to come. She's 4 years old. She's now staying with my parents in Dubai. So I would say that you just realize what is really important for you. This Paris, all these things, this is what, anyways, non-Muslims give a lot of importance to. Otherwise, what's the difference between the real Shias, or the Shias I mean, and the non-Muslims, if we don't give these places the importance they deserve? Just a day or two ago, my wife said that, for instance, if she does feel down, depressed or anything, that I should send her over here. So that is a perfect example where people really benefit from the spirituality of this place. So definitely the feeling of tranquility will settle down. The thing is that, once again, the materialistic side of things, you're not going to be taking all that cash that you earn, all that money in the grave. But Imam Hussein is here to help you in the hereafter. In fact, I just recently spoke to my father-in-law that when the soul separates from your body, Imam Hussein will be there to help you during those difficult times. Even in the day, even in the hereafter, it will help you. So I would suggest that you really reflect what is really important for you, and you focus on the spirituality.